Used for a lot of things, like measuring distances, testing the wind. They can actually lift people, and can also be used for signaling. Kite fighting is a popular sport in many Asian countries, and basically is when a bunch of people fly kites and try and snag all the other competitors' kites down. And so in Afghanistan, they pass their strings through a mixture of ground glass powder and glue, and it's really dangerous, but it's still legal because it's such a big part of their culture. And that's a picture of a fighter kite. This is a really weird story, but about 300 years ago, a thief was said to use a large kite to carry himself to the top of Nagoya Castle, that's Nagoya Castle, to steal a golden statue from the roof. So I thought that was really cool that someone could actually pick themselves up with a kite. And then they were also used in scientific research, like the Benjamin Franklin famous kite lightning experiment. So this shows how kites work, but it probably doesn't mean anything right now. But pretty much kites have 4 forces that act on them. The first one is lift, and that's the upward force. So there's a law that says the faster the air is, the lower the air pressure is. So the kites are designed so that the air on top of them moves faster than the air at the bottom. So the air on top is less dense than the air at the bottom, and so lift is created. Weight is a downward force, and it's basically just because kites have weight and gravity pulls them down. Thrust is when the forward motion, and it happens because of the tension of the string and the moving air. And drag is the backward force, and that's just because of friction. So if we look at this picture again, you can see the 4 forces and the wind direction. And I thought it was really cool that a kite can fly with no wind if you use the right hand motions. So I don't really know what those are, but this video is, oh, it has music. Okay. Yeah, this is just at the Smithsonian Air Center. That was really annoying, but yeah, so it was just kites flying with no wind. And so in the beginning, when I started this project, I wanted to find which material worked best for a kite. And I thought I could do 13 different kites, all with different materials. And then I realized that most of the materials were the same thing, like lined paper, origami paper, newspaper. It's pretty much the same thing. So I decided to only make 5 kites, which is still a lot, and I just used really different materials. So first, when you build a kite, you got to get the materials. And I learned that when you go into the store, you have to know exactly what you need and what everything is used for, because you're never going to find exactly what's on the list, and you have to know how to improvise. And then you have to build a frame, and this is a frame that ended up being really messed up, so I didn't use it in the kites, but
what constitutes messed up?
well, at the top, these are falling apart. They're coming out of the vinyl tubing, and also this was under measured, so that keeps falling out. And I made an extra one anyway, so one had to not be used. So then you cut the fabric, you glue it together, add the string. That took a long time because I added 3 different strings, and then on each side, and then I added a really long one. So I had a lot of expensive materials, so I had to use things that we had around the house, like Christmas wrapping paper, because we didn't get new ones. it took a really long time. Like, it took an hour each to make all of the frames, and just a really long time overall to make 5 kites. When you measure, you have to be really, really accurate, and I didn't really know that when I first came in. So that was a struggle.
Yeah, so carpenter's rules and seamstress's rules are measure 3 times, cut once. Like measure it again, and then measure it again. Because usually people measure and then they cut and they're like, ew. Okay, let me measure it again, and they cut. Ew. So you can't be too careful, that's true.
And then also the material kept changing, so I would get used to working with wrapping paper, but then I was working with cheap tablecloth, so that was hard. And also, I printed out this packet from online that had all the measurements, and some of the stuff didn't work, and some of the stuff I had no idea how to do, so that didn't work out very well. But I did get a template from it. So. And then this is just, I kind of said that as I was going on. And just for future information, a basswood spar is a thin, flexible stick, in case you ever have to know that, because I had no idea what a basswood spar is, and I could not figure it out. And yeah, it would have saved me a lot of time to know what it was.
Awesome.